Hello everyone, and I'm very happy to have with me Dr. Aradhna Saluja. She's a proud Amazonian and she's secured a rank 22 in NEETPG 2020. Heartiest congratulations, Aradhna.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
How do you feel, Aradhna?
It's a great feeling, and especially sitting next to you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And there is something very, very special about Aradhna's journey, which we will love to share. Aradhna has been a regular batch student with us in 2019 from the Calicut Center. And the special thing about her journey is that she had studied after a gap of 4 years. Yes, and there's another interesting thing that she was pursuing her DMRD.
Yes,
she joined DMRD in 2015.
Yes, ma'am.
And she wasn't content with it. She wanted more from her life. And after a gap of 4 years, she decided that no, she wants to get an MD degree.
Yes.
Right? And that's absolutely amazing. And I think as a decision, as a it's a very courageous decision because most people don't get the courage to start all over again.
To start again.
So I want to really you to share your journey by yourself before I go on to strategy. What made you, to start all over again after a gap of 4 years? Because people will say ki we can't do it.
Because it was just like after I finished my DMRD, I just felt something lacking. Like I felt that I am a little behind others and I could have done better. I deserved better. So that feeling just went me going that I should give another try and I should get what I want. And definitely.
And you've empowered yourself now.
Yeah.
That's such a wonderful thing. And I must again congratulate you for the strength that you have shown. And this is absolutely awesome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right, and Aradhna has been, as I said, she's been a regular batch student at Calicut Center.
Yes, ma'am.
So Aradhna, how has your journey been with dance?
It was wonderful, and all the lectures were amazing. And the notes I made, I just read the notes because I didn't have any books after 4 years. No PG related material I had. And
wonderful.
So I just started from scratch, like the notes which the first day I've made.
Okay.
And throughout the year I've made, I just used them and nothing else. And for questions, I did the 3 years papers which were there in the explanations, the video solutions which were there.
Right.
And that's it. And whatever material I used was from DAMS only because I didn't have anything related to PG preparation now.
And do you think that it was good enough now?
Definitely, I felt that keeping it concise and just reading the right thing helped me a lot. And that helped me crack even the Central Institute exams. Like I got 31 in PGI.
Do you hear that out? With the same strategy, she has secured a rank 31 in November PGI.
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. Like
even between aims and PGI for 10 days, I just revised the entire notes again. And I went for PGI exam. And that really paid off in that exam as well. And
that's wonderful. And but since you wanted to only radiology and at 31 you were not getting that.
Yeah, so I went for NEET.
That's superb. And Aradhna, क्योंकि मैं एक चीज़ यहाँ पे पूछना चाहूँगी. आई थिंक व्हेन यू वर कमिंग टू द क्लास, डू यू थिंक कि वो एक खाली दिमाग से आना, कमिंग एम्प्टी माइंडेड, was a very good thing to fill up your mind with the right information?
Definitely, and I used to sit on in the front row, and I used to note down everything, like whatever was told, and even the minor explanations for any line which we are writing. The small explanations, I used to just write it down in small letters, and then so that later I could like recall everything very well. Whatever was told, I could really recall it very well after reading my notes. And the classes were very amazing, and some teachers I would especially like to mention. Dr. Sanjeev sir for pathology. I became a fan of him. His the pace and the content and the notes, they were very nice and they were so conceptual. I just loved it. And medicine, Arvind sir, definitely. And radiology I couldn't attend because I'd already done DMRD, so I couldn't attend Sumer sir's class. But I really wish, because I've listened to many videos and many questions which he puts up, the video solutions.
Right.
Read all of them in your class, definitely.
Thank you so much.
I was waiting for it since I'd even messaged you that, ma'am, please have a class for it for us really earlier, so that it helps us for the May exams as well.
Yes, I remember that message. Yes. And do you think that satellite classes had any drawback as far as the content is concerned?
No. Everything was there in the notes, and I've used only them, and I've got a rank. So definitely the content is nowhere lacking.
And how about the interaction in the satellite class? Because we ensure from our side that we have it rolling.
You never feel that it is a one-way communication because people are always asking questions, and so you are always like the interest is maintained throughout the class. It is not like it's a one-way communication and you're just losing interest in middle of the class.
That's
so it is not like that.
And इससे मुझे एक चीज समझ में आता है कि whenever you are going for a class, एक खाली दिमाग से जाना and starting from scratch always helps, because if you are already biased, where will you fill the information?
Definitely. And those things I was able to recall in the exam only because a lot of old stuff, because I'd listened to it properly.
Right.
Because last I was confused to go for PGI. I was going for the counseling, whether I should take up something or not.
Right.
So in the middle of all of that, because I just was able to perform because I had attended the classes and I could recall really well. So that helped a lot.
Yes, and I would want to ask you that this time the paper pattern changed.
It was very different from what I was expecting seeing the last year's paper.
But then tell me, did it make a difference in your performance? No, because we were teaching you what the subject has to be.
Definitely. So any kind of question which came, we could answer.
Yes.
Because I had solved the last year paper. I had seen, so I was expecting more of one-liners and factual questions.
Right.
But the paper was entirely different, and there was a lot of medicine, surgery, thyroid, and very little forensic, those sections and all. Like whatever we have to mug up, that was not there at all in the paper. So it was a very conceptual paper, and big lengthy questions were there. Clinical scenarios were given in medicine, surgery. So that helped a lot because the classes we had attended, so concepts were there and we could apply them very well.
That's wonderful, and seeing you win is making me so happy.
Thank you.
This is great. And now I also want to ask you, Bache, that when you started again after a gap of 4 years, sometimes it gets difficult to stay motivated throughout the journey. Yes, and there are other things going on in life as well.
Definitely.
Right? So I really want to know from you how you kept yourself motivated from beginning of the year to the middle of the year towards the end of the year.
First of all, I used to see a lot of toppers interview, and when I used to see their interview, I was like, I also want that choice. I want to make that choice for myself, whatever I want, and whatever institute I want.
And now you're on the other side. People are going to listen to your interview.
So I used to see a lot of them. Then Sumer sir's motivational videos and the quotes which he used to put, that I used to read them also a lot, and so it helped a lot.
Wonderful. And was there any pressure from outside that what are you doing, or why are you doing it all over again? How did you handle all the social pressure that comes with this?
No, actually my husband was very motivating, and my family. They were the ones who mattered.
So she is married as well, and she is, I would say, Jhansi ki Rani, right? Great.
My husband was like, he told me that I know you can do it. You just have to believe it. And so I started. I was very doubtful that should I give it a new start? Should I start again? But then my husband and my family definitely, they told that, no, if you want it really, then go for it.
I think that is a blessing to have, and hats off to your family as well for giving you full support. And that's real women empowerment, right? So you're
they were like, there should be no regrets in life later.
That's so true.
Because time, if once it'll go, then it'll never come again. If you have a chance, then just grab it.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful message. Yes, you should try and make the most of this life that has been given to you.
Definitely.
And you never know what you're capable of till you give yourself a chance.
Definitely.
So please give yourself a chance. That's absolutely a wonderful message to share, Aradhna. Now, Aradhna, you've already told me that you relied completely on the notes, and you followed it up.
Yes,
and can you tell me exactly how your schedule was? So you attended the classes on the weekends, and what would you do in the following week after the class?
So I used to do the same subject. I used to read it, and in the week I used to make sure that I read the subject twice or thrice, the same notes.
Okay, wonderful.
And then I used to attend the class test which was conducted at the class level.
Right.
But I made sure that I read the notes at least twice or thrice, because one reading is never sufficient.
That's true.
So then in the class test, usually I used to get a good rank.
So I think I'm just going to highlight this again. So एक class और दूसरी class के बीच में, when there was a gap of let's say 5 days, she used to read the same notes 2 times or 3 times. That shows your commitment to to what you were doing. That's absolutely amazing. And do you recommend that to people, that they should go back and read their notes, and that has a lasting impact?
Definitely. And if you read it the same week for one or two subjects, like I was trying to follow my own schedule also, that I like incorporate one or two extra subjects in the same week. So for one or two subjects, I read the notes later, but then I was regretting it because the recall was less. Definitely. If you read it the same week, then that will be in your mind forever.
And also, I think if you go back and read when the teacher comes back again for a class, you can ask your doubts and your queries as well.
Definitely. And the recall is better if you read it the same week.
Yes, wonderful. And now I want to ask about, did you routinely give the grand tests?
I started from January itself.
Wonderful.
And every month I used to give, only before the mid-year exams 1 or 2 months, because I was like trying to complete the course fast.
Right.
So that 1 or 2 months I missed, but then after that regularly I was giving. And the missed ones also, in 15 days gap I finished those also.
Wow. So
all those, and explanations also, like in the second and third reading when I gave, I used to see the grand test questions, and whatever extra was there that time I added. And in the like second and third reading, like afterwards, after June, when I started the second or third reading, that time I gave the subject wise tests as well. So then there also, whatever extra I used to find, I used to add them.
So you concised everything from grand test and SWTs into your notes
AIMS capsule, grand test, on the video solutions of the previous papers of AIMS and PJ. That also in the same notes, I just made 2 separate pages, like this are AIMS 19, AIMS 18 questions, and the answers I used to write. So before AIMS I had like the notes and then the AIMS questions. Before PJ are the notes, and then at the back of my notebook I had the PJ explanations.
So you know that you made it very coherent, and just before the exam this is what you were doing.
Everything was ready. Like
great.
For one subject there was 1 or 2 notebooks, and in that everything I had, like I had given the headings, like this is grand test, this is SWT, AIMS capsule, everything was there in my notebook.
Wonderful. So you've used almost every resource that was provided to you.
And even while like I've utilized it to the maximum, because like while driving, my class was like 2 hours far from my home.
Oh my god. So you have to listen this again. And people talk about comfort. I
used to
being in the comfort zone never gives you that extra edge that you're looking for. Look at this girl. She is married. She was studying after a gap of 4 years. Her classroom was 2 hours away. And she made all ends meet. She came out of her comfort zone, and you know, those little efforts that sound big that she did for achieving this has given her an All India rank 22. And imagine, this is someone who hasn't really studied all those subjects for I don't know how long. I mean, anatomy kab padha hoga pehle, hai na? So this is absolutely amazing, and she's a real example of how coming out of the comfort zone is so important to actually get what you deserve. I mean, otherwise you would not even know that you're capable of coming this far.
Definitely. So all the videos and the solutions, I used to listen to them while driving also, while having food, while having lunch, dinner, every time those videos were on.
Wow.
So they used to play always, and like I have already seen those solutions, but I used to listen to them, okay, if I'm missing something, if I forgot something. So listening to them again and again, it really helped a lot. And
this is
everything which is there in e-medicos I've seen at least 3 or 4 times. All the things, everything which is there in e-medicos, all the videos.
Okay, this is wonderful. So now I really want to know, Aradhna bache, कि after finishing your regular classroom program, जब खत्म हो गया, उसके बाद revision कैसे plan किया?
Like after I finished in September, the course was over. So 14th October CBT was there. So in 1 month,
वो आपने अपना landmark बना लिया.
Yeah. In 1 month I couldn't finish all the subjects, but the major ones I finished.
And again, what were you revising in this 1 month from your course to first CBT?
I just only notes and major subjects I covered, like final year subjects, all of them. Only the minors were left, like I couldn't get time. In 1 month I couldn't finish all of them. So after CBT I finished those subjects also in 1 or 2 weeks. But before CBT I made sure the first year, second year subjects, especially patho, pharma, which are very scoring, and medicine, surgery, I'd finished obs gynae, all of them, the major ones I'd finished before CBT. And CBT rank was like similar, it was 20.
Wow, that is great. So and did it give you confidence that
Yeah, definitely,
you are
definitely. I was not expecting, like, because I used to think a lot of time gets wasted in traveling and I manage a lot
that's
of
what
things.
people feed into your
Yeah,
brain, right?
definitely. But then the CBT rank, it gave me a boost that I was like, okay, I will
You
do
took the
it.
right
Yeah,
decisions.
definitely.
That's
And
great.
then
And और CBT के बाद up till NEET कैसे हमने तैयारी करी?
after CBT, I finished complete, like, twice I finished the notes before AIMS, before November AIMS,
Okay.
17th November. And after that, between AIMS and PJ, I finished the notes again. I've read the notes. Some subjects I've really read them around 8 to 10 times. Means because I know
Amazing.
everything which is written in my notes, where I've written, on what page I've
I
written.
can bet that with your rank and with the story that I'm now getting to know, I can bet that you actually know your notes by heart.
Because the subjects which are
And it's
finished,
not just that you memorize them. I know what
we've
you
understood them, and I've written the small details also which were told. And the
right.
subjects which are finished initially, like before in January and February, those I've been revising them since January. So
Now this is something I really want to ask Aradhna, क्योंकि बच्चे पूछेंगे, वो पूछेंगे कि आप कैसे मतलब कैसे उसको रिवीजन में डालते थे?
first of all, I am a very fast reader, and
Okay.
one should be a fast reader.
Okay.
Means if you have got 1 week for a subject, and if it's a small subject like ENT, opthal, forensic,
Right.
you should do 2 subjects in that week.
Yes.
And for the major ones, definitely you need a complete week, and you should give
Right.
time to those. But for the minor ones and the smaller subjects, you should try to finish 2 subjects in 1 week. That gives you an edge, definitely. When you do the grant test, then we realize that okay, we've read it.
So you could do it correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we finished more subjects than the other people.
Right.
And secondly, we should I used to highlight whatever I forget in the
Okay.
notes.
I was about
So-
to ask you this कि
Yeah.
कुछ marking scheme बनाते थे क्योंकि I think हर revision should take a
lesser
time. तो वो हम कैसे
definitely.
manage करते थे?
So like first 2-3 readings, like before the class test, I used to read completely twice or thrice. Minimum twice I used to try.
Okay.
And then after June, after May AIMS and PGI, I started again revising. So that time many things were fixed in my mind that okay, this I'll never forget, this I'll remember. So that I used to leave, and other things I used to highlight. Then the next reading, with a different color highlighter, I used to highlight like in red or something, that okay,
Okay.
this
You're
out
still
of
forgetting.
yeah, out of those topics, some of them I'm strong with now because
Right,
I've
so
done
you-
1 or 2 revisions.
Perfect.
Now there was a complete color coded theme in my, like, this is okay, this is the first revision. Out of that, what I'm forgetting.
Okay, I understand now. I'm going to help students with that strategy now. I think that's very nice.
Then with the final revision before NEET, like I was very sure what I have to read in the last 15 days because I had marked them
And
that
in
okay.
fact, ये बहुत जरूरी क्योंकि आधा टाइम स्टूडेंट्स को यही नहीं पता होता कि रिवाइज करना क्या है.
Because we cannot like give 2-3 days to a subject in the
Right.
last. So I was very sure that okay, I've marked this in red, I don't know this, and I always forget this.
Okay.
So last 15 days, like 2-3 hours I used to finish the small subjects, and like one single day I used to give to the major ones.
Okay.
So 15 days almost I could complete the entire course before NEET.
Wonderful. So also in 15 days में ज़्यादातर आप notes पे ही rely कर रहे थे. Only on notes. That's wonderful. And now I want to ask you about your the day of the exam as well, right? So what
Yeah.
was your strategy on the day of the exam?
Actually, my AIMS and PGI didn't go very well because I didn't sleep the last night.
Okay.
I couldn't sleep because of stress and anxiety, and that really affected my performance. So before
I can
NEET,
understand.
I made sure that whatever is going to happen now, whatever I've learned, that much only I'll be able to perform. Extra stress is not going to do anything for
Yes,
me. So
yes.
I just tried, and I could sleep for 7-8 hours, so I could perform really well in NEET.
Okay.
And secondly,
How many questions did you attempt?
I am always very aggressive. I attempted 299.
Wonderful. So she is the second topper who's attempted 299. I had someone who has attempted all 300 as well.
There was just one question which I had absolutely no idea about. Otherwise, I made guesses in a lot of them because a lot of them were like complicated kind of questions, not really straightforward questions.
Yes.
So, but whatever knowledge I've gained in the entire year, I tried to apply that
And rule out certain things
definitely
and rule
and
in
make
the other.
some intelligent guesses, as Sumer sir always
I'm
says.
sure they were intelligent guesses. I don't have any doubt about that.
So I attempted 299, and almost in all the exams I'm always aggressive. In the GTs also I used to attempt around
And that has
297, 298. I used to keep my attempt rate around this only, and so in the main exam also I attempted.
That's wonderful. अब आराधना जल्दी से कुछ अच्छा सा अपना बताओ, अगर कोई आपके जैसे डेडिकेटेड हो और वो भी ये रेप्लिकेट करना चाहता हो, you know, there are I don't think people really think this much. So she's done DMRD, she wasn't satisfied with it, started 4 years later again to prepare again. So tell them, how one should motivate and how this should be given a priority.
First of all, find out what gives you motivation. Like for me, it was like if I get this, then I'll be happy. What gives you happiness? Secondly, find out the people who keep you motivated, the things which give you motivation. For me, it was like the toppers interview used to give me a lot of boost. That okay, I want to go there, I want to sit there and in the same interview. So that used to motivate me.
And now you're here. Are you happy you managed
Definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Then secondly, definitely family and friends and teachers as well, because I used to. I got a lot of motivation from Rahul Rajiv sir. Whenever I felt low, I used to message him that I'm not able to do it further, and he used to tell me that when you've come this far, then why you
back out now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So never lose hope. You never know how far you can actually go. That's absolutely
and
wonderful.
Never compromise with what you deserve. You should always get what you deserve. Otherwise, afterwards the regrets. You'll always be left with regrets. So there should be no regrets in life.
But now Aradhna has no regrets. She has made it happen, and wow, with what a bang she has made it happen. I'm sure that you're going to pursue radiology and you're going to do it really, really well.
Thank you.
I wish you a very bright future ahead and a very happy life ahead as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right, and I've learned so much from you today about the way or the outlook to life that you.
It is so good to meet you in person, and you have motivated me today even more. Like you're so lively and so.
No, I think you have motivated me. Sometimes
it's so good to meet you today.
No, the pleasure is all mine. I think you've given me new energy today, so I think the energy comes from you.
Thank you.
Right, and all the very best, and the Rams family wishes you a very, very bright future.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.